Welcome back, students. This is the session 7 from the playlist of IIT JEE Advanced Part 2. The question for this session is written on this board, and this question was asked in the IIT JEE examination in the year 2010. The question here is: an infinitely long solid cylinder of radius capital R has a spherical cavity of radius R by 2 with its center on the axis of this cylinder. So this was a figure which was already provided with the question, and here the magnitude of the electrical field at the point P. This is the point P which is outside this solid cylinder, and the magnitude of the electrical field at this point P is given by 23 rho R divided by 16 K epsilon naught. That is, this is the value, 23 rho R divided by 16 K epsilon naught, where rho is the volume charge density. So in the question we were supposed to find the value of K. Value of K is, this is what we have to find. So in order to solve this question, we have to first of all find the intensity of the electric field at this point P. In this case, when there is a spherical cavity as shown in this figure. Now, if there was no spherical cavity, then it was very easy for us to find the value of the intensity of electrical field at this point P. But when there is a spherical cavity, the intensity of the electrical field will get reduced. And now we will be just try to find the value of the electrical field due to this spherical cavity, and at the same time we will also find the value of the electrical field if there was no spherical cavity, and the difference of those two values will give us the intensity of the electrical field at this point P. So first thing is that first of all we will find the value of the electrical field at this point P when there was no spherical cavity. So in order to save the time, I have constructed this Gaussian cylinder as depicted by these dotted lines. So this Gaussian cylinder has been constructed in such a way that this point P lies on it. This point P is lying on this Gaussian cylinder. Now, as per the Gauss law, the total flux which is linked with this Gaussian surface is equal to the total amount of charge enclosed by it, and it is also given by this relation, that is Es cos theta is equal to Q upon epsilon naught, and this is the total amount of flux which is associated with that closed Gaussian surface. So here you can see that I have just divided this Gaussian cylinder in three parts, A, B and C. Now B is it's a curved part, and what I will be doing here is that I will be first of all calculating the total flux through this which is linked with this Gaussian surface, and the first thing which I will be here right now doing is that I will find the total flux which is linked with this Gaussian surface, and this will be equal to phi A plus phi B plus phi C, where phi A, phi B and phi C, these are the flux which is linked with the surface A, B and C respectively. Now the flux which is linked with the surface A will be given by this formula, Es cos theta, where theta is the angle between the normal to that surface and the direction of the electrical field. So the angle this theta will be equal to 90 degree in the case of this surface A and C, because the normal to this surface will be in this direction, and the direction of the electrical field will be perpendicular to it. So in that case the angle, this theta, will be equal to 90 degree. So the flux linked with this surface A and C will be equal to 0. So simply we have to find the flux which is linked with the curved surface B, and this will be equal to E S. Now the surface area of this curved surface B will be equal to 2 pi into R. Now R in this case is equal to 2R. This is the radius of this Gaussian cylinder, into H. H will be equal to R. Now here what I have done is I have constructed this Gaussian cylinder in such a way that it is enclosing the spherical cavity. this is a spherical cavity of radius r by 2. So I have constructed a Gaussian surface in such a way that this entire spherical cavity is contained in that Gaussian cylinder. So if it is so, then the diameter of this spherical cavity will be equal to r, and that will be the length of this Gaussian cylinder. So the total flux which is associated with this Gaussian cylinder will be equal to E 2 pi into 2r into r, where r is the length of this Gaussian cylinder. So this is equal to 4 pi r square into E. Okay? So E dot 4 pi r square, and this will be equal to Q upon epsilon naught, where Q is the total amount of charge which is enclosed by this Gaussian cylinder. Now, the total amount of charge which is associated with this Gaussian cylinder will be equal to the total amount of charge which is contained in this solid cylinder of length r. Now, here the volumetric charge density is given by rho. So Q will be equal to rho into this surface area of this part of the solid cylinder which is contained in this Gaussian cylinder. So the length of that cylinder will be equal to r. So the volume, this is the volume charge density. So the total amount of charge which will be contained in this Gaussian surface will be equal to rho into 4 pi r square, where r is the radius of this cylinder into r. So this is equal to rho pi r cube. So now what I will be doing is I will be substituting this value in this equation. So what I will be getting, it implies that E 4 pi r square is equal to rho pi r cube upon epsilon naught. From here this pi and pi will get cancelled out. This r square will also get cancelled out, and simply I will be getting here as r. So the value of E at the point P is equal to rho r upon 4 epsilon naught, and this is when there is no spherical cavity. So I am taking this value as E1. Okay. So this is the value of E, or you can say the value of this intensity of electric field at the point P when there was no spherical cavity. So here I am just depicting that value as E1, and this is equal to rho r divided by 4 epsilon naught. So this is the value which I have written it here on one side of this board. Now the next part of this question is that we have to find the intensity of the electric field due to the charge on the spherical cavity. Now the charge on the spherical cavity will be equal to rho, because rho is the volume, this volumetric charge density multiplied by the volume, and volume of this spherical cavity will be equal to 4 by 3 pi r cube. R will be equal to r by 2 cube. So this is equal to rho 4 pi r cube divided by 8 into 3, that is equal to 24. This is equal to rho pi r cube divided by 6. So this is the amount of the charge on the spherical cavity. So the value of the intensity of electric field due to this charge on the spherical cavity at this point P can be written as, I am just denoting as E2. This will be equal to 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught into Q. Now Q is equal to rho pi r cube divided by 6 into this r square. Now r square is how much? So this here the value of this this will be equal to 2r whole square. So this is equal to this pi and pi will get cancelled out, and I will be getting as rho r cube divided by 4 epsilon naught into this is 4 into 6. 4 into 6, that is equal to 24 r square. So this is equal to rho r divided by 96 epsilon naught r. So this is the intensity of the electric field at this point P due to the charge on this spherical cavity. Now, since this is a spherical cavity, so the intensity of the value of the net electrical field intensity at this point P will be equal to the net intensity of the electrical field this will be equal to E1 minus E2. ठीक है? So here the value of, so this is so the net intensity of electric field at P. This is equal to E1 minus E2, which is equal to rho R divided by 4 epsilon naught this is equal to this one, this is equal to, because this R square, this is R cube and R square, so I will be getting as rho R divided by 96 epsilon naught. Okay, so this is the value of E2, this is the intensity of the electrical field means due to the charge on the spherical this cavity. So E1 minus E2 will be equal to rho R divided by 96 epsilon naught. So this is equal to, the LCM is 96 epsilon naught, and this can be written as how much 24 rho R minus rho R. So this is equal to 23 rho R divided by 96 epsilon naught. Now I have to compare this this value of net intensity of electric field at the point P with this equation, that is 23 rho R divided by 16 k epsilon naught. So if I compare both these two equations, I can write that this value as 23 rho R divided by 16 into 6 into epsilon naught. So if I compare this this value with this one, I am getting the value, it implies that I am getting the value of k as 6. So here the most important thing in this question was, first of all, you have to find the value of the this intensity of electric field at the point P, considering that there is no spherical cavity. Then you have to find the value of the E, that is the intensity of electric field, when due to the charge on this spherical cavity, and because of this spherical cavity, the net intensity of electrical field will get reduced by that amount. So what I have done is, I have found the value of the intensity of this electrical field when there was no spherical cavity. Then I have found the value of the intensity of electrical field when there was a spherical cavity, or you can say due to the charge which is present on that spherical cavity. And finally, what we have done is, we have subtracted those two values in order to get this equation. So thank you very much for joining this session, and in the next session the chapter will remain the same, that is electric charges in field, but I will be coming up with a different question, and most probably it will be again from the this IIT JEE advanced paper. So thank you very much. Have a nice day. Bye.